Hello everyone and welcome to another episode. It's your girl Chi Dazzle and hope you all are doing great. My topic today is all about mental illness. Mental illness is real, so guys, speak up. So we want to know what mental illness is. Mental illness is a form of a disorder that comes in various types. So it can affect your mood, your thinking, and oftentimes your behavior. There are signs of mental illness that we would notice and we need to address it as soon as possible so it doesn't go quite further than what you already have noticed. So we've got 5 signs of mental illness. The first one is excessive fear, anxiety, and worry. Oftentimes we find people really very fearful, not about anything. Maybe it could just be about something that has happened to you that you couldn't just get your head around it, or it could be that you're really worried, so worried about something. It could be anything. It could be about how to raise money for the kids, or how to raise money to do some project, or how to raise money to pay your bills. It could be little, it could be actually little as how to even feed yourself and your family, and you find yourself worrying so much, and that's what we call excessive worrying. And when there's another sign that you find yourself, you're social distancing. So if for instance you're the extrovert, you love to dance, play around, chit chat, laugh a lot and smile a lot, and all of a sudden you find yourself withdrawing, so you no longer do those things that you like to do. So you no longer play around, you no longer smile a lot, you no longer see yourself doing those exciting things that you normally like to do. That is called social withdrawing, and that's another sign of mental illness. And oftentimes, again, you see yourself really sad. You don't know why you're sad. You just find yourself sad thinking about various things, anything at all, but you find yourself in a very, very low mood at all times. It's part of a sign of mental illness. We also see you having things like an addiction, like you find yourself drinking a lot. For people that smoke, you smoke excessively, you drink so much, some people even go as far as having drugs. You have what we call cannabis, weed, well, like some people will call it. You do that excessively. By the way, drugs could lead to just about anything at all. No matter how, I know some people will say, oh, I'm just trying to have this cigarette, I'm just trying to have this weed or cannabis or what it is, or have a little bit of a drink just to get myself out of this worry, just, not to think about all the things I'm worrying about, just to ease the stress that I'm going through. It is a little sign of mental illness. You don't know it. You may not know that that's what is wrong, but it is one of the signs of mental illness. And you need to speak up as soon as possible so that you can start getting the treatment, the support that you need. So there are many types of mental illness. Like I said before, there's ADHD, which you're really, really hyper, because some people are mentally ill and they don't know it. Maybe a lack of sleep, too much worrying, excessive drinking, and you find yourself, you can't sleep. You can't stay still. All you do is scream at the top of your voice, laugh so loudly. You're extrovert. You're just everywhere and anywhere. That is what we call ADHD's hyperactive disorder. We also have anxiety, which we all know about. Stress, as little as stress, We think it's little. Stress is also part of mental illness. So whatever you're stressed about, whatever it is, it could be stressing about something very minimal that is a mental disorder. So we need to have every stress level, every thinking, every worry, we need to have it to a minimal, because overdoing these things is getting yourself to a level where you would have to have some sort of medication, some things to, you know, to bring you down a little. Oftentimes people tend to have what we call PD, where they have very bizarre behavior. So they want what they want. They tend to look at themselves, how people are looking at them. They think that people are saying things about them. They're very insecure. They tend to do so much, and it is part of a mental illness, but they don't realize it. And sometimes they even go as far as, you know, attacking someone, or, you know, talking back to someone, thinking that person is talking, saying things about them, or people are looking down on them, or people are, you know, they just feel everything you say or you do or you react, and your body language, everything is against them. And this is a personality disorder. And if you think you have this, you need to speak to someone so that you could start the therapy, the support, and the treatment you might need, as the case may be. And there's so many other things like drug-induced psychosis, there's bipolar, there's so much. With drug-induced psychosis, by the way, drug-induced psychosis could actually come from an addiction to weed, to, I mean, I wouldn't say cigarette, but, you know, it's cigarette, depends on what kind of cigarette you're having, weed, cocaine, weed, like some people call it cannabis. You could do that. It could be so addictive to these things, and it could go the wrong way. And if it does go the wrong way, then you would start acting very bizarre without even realizing it. You can start screaming at the top of your voice. You can start screaming and wanting to harass someone. You can actually go on the road. You can take your clothes off. You can climb up a tower and want to jump down because everything looks so easy for you. You get very easily agitated and upset. And it just comes with so much. Drug-induced psychosis is, for me, is one of the worst, because I think that once you don't know what you're doing and you're assaulting people and just lost it a little bit, it is, I mean, I'm saying this out of experience of working within that sector, so I know how it is to be in that position. It's not a good sight at all, especially when they are very aggressive. There's so many other things like bipolar. Bipolar in the UK is one of the very severe mental illness as well, and all that should be looked into. It doesn't matter what it is. It comes from a very minimal to a very massive thing. So no matter what it is you're going through, no matter the stress, the anxiety, the depression, no matter what it is, addiction, the worry, the fear. Some people just tend to go from eating a lot and just go downhill, and they just stop eating because they want to watch their body figure. They feel they're too fat, or they feel that they're too slim, or they feel they don't have the body of, you know, whoever it is that they have, you know, that they want to be, and they tend to not eat at all, and this is called an eating disorder. This is a mental illness. I mean, no matter how we see it, no matter how, I mean, some people maybe still people like in African countries, like in Nigeria where I'm from, eating disorder is like, are you for real? Like, you don't eat? That is serious. Like, they would literally force the food down your throat for you to eat. But I have come to realize, being in the UK, that eating disorder is a mental illness, because it affects them. Once they see food, they cry, they scream, they don't want to eat it, they have issues with eating food. So it's really a mental illness, and you should speak up and you should tell people so that you can get the help you need. And to be honest, there's so many mental illness out there. I can go on and on and on. We've got the PTSD, the post-traumatic stress disorder that could come in various forms, because you could have like a trauma, like an accident, or you've been attacked, or you've been robbed, and the trauma of what you've been through has taken a toll on you, and you wouldn't get that out of your head. And every time you remember anything at all related to it, you go into panic mode, you go into shock, you go into fear, you go into worry. All I'm gonna say is, if you feel you've got any form of mental illness, no matter how minimal it is, no matter how badly you think of it, I mean, not most of us will say, you know, I don't want people knowing this. I don't want anyone to look at me like the other way. I don't want people to think very bad of me. I don't want people to think that I'm cursed, or people think all sort of things about me, or sort of wrong things. You need to look after yourself, guys. You need to put yourself first before anybody else. So please, please, and please again, if you feel you've got any form of mental illness, make sure you speak up. You can go to your GP, go to your doctor, you can see a psychologist, you can see there's sorts of therapies out there that would be able to support you and lead you in the right direction. So until next time, please like, subscribe, and comment on the comment below. I'll see you next time in my next episode. Until then, take care.